News 8. This is a special presentation of Adam Interviews. Here's Adam Jodak.
Tariq Spence and Susan Ashline both know their way around the local media scene pretty well. Tariq hosts a popular morning show at WDKX-FM, while Ashline was a local broadcast journalist, but most recently wrote a gripping book about a murder inside an upstate New York cult. We'll start this section with Tariq Spence. Are you naturally a morning guy, or did you make yourself a morning guy?
I was always a morning guy. I cannot sleep in. Like, I get up even on the weekends, and it's so annoying because I want to sleep in on the weekends. I like the fact that the coffee's the freshest in the morning, the food is great in the morning, there's no traffic, and you're helping people start their day. So it's kind of like, you won the race to get up that day. Eventually they're gonna wake up, and it's fun to be there when they do.
Yeah. No, there's a relationship there, no question. And do you feel that when you're out in the community, that people come up to you and they feel that relationship?
To know that, me, Rain, and Sight are a part of their family and their routine, it kind of makes you feel like, okay, they know what I'm going through, I know what they're going through, and you just share a part of that with them, and they'll sometimes email or text you or call you and share a part of their lives with you. And
there's got to be some comfort in that as someone in your position where you can make a mistake and there's forgiveness on the side of viewers because they rely on you. You're part of their circle.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're human, you know what I mean? And I know when I first started, it was terrible. I made a lot of mistakes. But they what's great about the WDKX audience is they knew I was young. They knew I was fresh out of college. They kind of accepted my mistakes. And we kind of grew together over these last 20 years. And it's bizarre. And they'll come back to me and they say, yeah, I remember when you first started. And I know exactly what they mean. Because I was like, how do I still have this job? But the Langston family believed in me, and they kept me around, and they kept me employed. And you just work on getting better, especially when people believe in you.
103.9 WDKX Wake Up Club. Thank you for making us a part of your Wednesday morning. Lot going on, including early voting.
If people watch this and they tune in the next day, what can they expect to hear?
We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make fun of ourselves. We're going to make fun of things that are going on. And we give a voice. That's what the water cooler is all about. So, there's some things that are good. They can talk about it. There's some things that are not so good. They have a chance to, voice their opinion. So that's always going to be consistent. It's been since I first started here at DKX, through the water cooler and through the years, to give an opportunity to talk about issues that, are really on people's mind. And so, we do that, but we like to have fun. We like to entertain and inform people and make sure that their day is off to the right start.
When you talk about a voice, it seems to me like that's an undercurrent, is that it offers a representation of a community that perhaps doesn't get a lot in other formats.
You don't have to agree with everything, but at least you'll have a chance to voice your opinion and how you feel, and others may share the same opinion and others may not. Well, that's what's great about the format.
What I appreciated about it is it's so hard for most people to understand cults, which is why it's so powerful. It's the mystery. What I found interesting is following the Leonard family is at least a mild understanding of how it happened. Is there still mystery to you in how they got sucked into such an ugly situation?
I understand how they got sucked in now. I needed help understanding it while I was researching it and writing it, and I had help from the family and help from former cult members. So I understand how they got sucked in. I understand that this evolved slowly over time. It was a slow control, manipulation, brainwashing. I find it difficult to understand how, after a point, they didn't kind of come out of it and say, we need to leave this behind at that point. It's like watching domestic violence unfold, and that's also a slow process. So, it's similar in that you remember the good times, you hope you're going to go back to the good times, you start to ignore the bad, and then you start to actually think that, well, this is just the way life is, so you kind of stay stuck in it.
Bruce Leonard was one of the people who had a hand in his own son's death, Lucas. When you interviewed him, did you sense remorse?
I visited him in prison about a month ago, and he brought up his son's name, and there's deep, deep grieving, and he was overcome, and he had to stop. He is the only one out of 9 who has shown any remorse or taken any responsibility.
One of the reasons he did attack his own son is he believed in that moment that Lucas had molested children, because that's what Lucas was saying. The DA says that he likely was saying that out of spite, making that up to upset the people in front of him or to get out of the situation. What do you think?
Absolutely agree with that. Lucas, and watching, there were over 300 hours of videos. I didn't watch all 300 hours, but I did watch a lot. And it was clear that Lucas was completely detached from that situation, from that church. And I truly believe that he was making things up so he could get to these people by using his mind. He couldn't do it any other way.
They truly believed that Pastor Jerry and Pastor Tiffany were talking to God. They truly believed that.
They were God's mouthpiece, and if these people left, then they would cut off their link to God. That is truly what they believed.
Straight ahead, interviews with people who, simply put, make Rochester a better place to live.